What is up today? I probably had the best trading day I've had to date. I had two wins, one long, one short, and the only downside to this is that I took the first one on paper on TradingView because I just it was kind of an odd pre-market entry. It wasn't upon market open necessarily. Um, the second one I had was a long on the funded evaluation, which brought us 200 to the balance. So I'll go over the first one on TradingView. So it was a great trade. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, I was pretty bearish. The day before, I said I wanted to see us come up into this bearish fair value gap right here on the 1 hour before going lower to take liquidity over here, which are these previous lows. So I had a bearish bias going into the day. So before market opened, I saw that we were up into this fair value gap. We were respecting it, and my friend actually pointed out that we made a SMT and the internal highs here. And so we had smart money engaged in this bearish fair value gap, and we had sell side liquidity down below. And so this is where I was very interested in shorts. So if we go on the 1 minute, we had this SMT here, and then we had a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap here that we broke structure to the downside, or we got a change in the state of delivery, change in the state right here. I don't have the template for it. And then we ended up also closing below this swing low, which was further confirmation right here. So we had a clear change in the state. This is where I waited for a retrace into our bearish fair value gap, and this is where I got in right here, short. Stop was above the candle that made the bearish fair value gap, and my target was these internal lows down here. And so you can see the trade played out perfectly. I was going to start recording it, but I forgot to. And then this was after the second trade. I saw price return to this 1 minute, and we had internal highs that were not taken yet. So I got in long here on paper, took a trade right here. So, but for the trade on the evaluation, go over that right now. Absolutely beautiful trade. So after we had that down move that I caught the short on paper, next we came down, we swept sell side liquidity here, and we got a very bullish wick off of that. And then from there, we also created an SMT at the lows, meaning smart money was engaged. So drop to the 1 minute. So this is where I was looking for entries. On the 1 minute, see this big white up close candle. We broke structure to the upside. We closed where I'm circling right here. We closed above the previous swing high. So we had a market structure shift. We had an inverse fair value gap down at the lows. And so now all I wanted to see was a retrace into this big fair value gap. We held premium of the fair value gap. We did not go below consequent encroachment. I marked out consequent encroachment. We held premium very well. This is where I entered the trade right upon entry. And I targeted the internal highs up here that we had an SMT earlier. And so the trade played out perfectly. Take profit was hit perfectly. And that secured us 200 on the day for this account. So if I would have taken the other trade on here as well, we would be well up 600 on the day, which would have been great. But it's not about money. It's about the development as a trader. And it's all about the actual trade I took and what I saw. It's not about the money we made. Sure, it'd be nice to have passed this evaluation sooner than later, but rushing it won't get you anywhere, and you need to be focused on the process. And so throughout the rest of the day, we kind of rebalanced up. I haven't looked at this yet, but I would assume we rebalanced at 50% of this range. Let's check it. Fib to the lows. Yeah, we rebalanced just about at equilibrium. So going into tomorrow, we have red folder news. I am pretty bullish tomorrow. since we now created this inverse fair value gap here. We have a, I'm not sure what these are called, but we have a range gap here. Range gap here. So tomorrow I would like, if we want to be long tomorrow, I would like to see some sort of return into a bullish fair value gap that was created to target then some like highs such as these here. Or I'd like to see us, if we want to be bullish the rest of the week, I'd like to see us go take these highs up here. We have a lot of buy side liquidity resting above up here, especially on this one manipulation candle here. We probably have orders. So that is kind of the range I would look to target. Because if you look at all this on the higher time frame, like let's go to the daily time frame. Look at this. Get rid of this yellow line. Look at this wick down here. Very bullish wick, swept liquidity to then move higher. And then we could expect higher prices. If we want to continue bearish, I would like to see this 15-minute perhaps hold before we continue lower, or we move lower overnight, creating another bearish fair value gap that we test and go even lower. So that's kind of the bias for this week so far. But today was probably one of the best trading days I've ever had, except for last Tuesday. Last Tuesday was really good. The one up here where we took this, where we got manipulation of previous highs right here. Buy side was taken, tapped into our 15-minute fair value gap on the left over here. Got our 5-minute retrace back into our bearish fair value gap on the 5-minute, and then a 1-minute inversion here, and that held, and then the price delivery remained bearish, and then we ran to sell side liquidity. So that was a great day as well. But overall, I think today was the best day. 2 trades. My friend and I went on a Discord the night before and kind of talked over what we want to see happen, and exactly what we said ended up happening for our short. And then this long that we caught wasn't even expected, but we caught it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. So let's see what we get.